Welcome to a new Daily Top Askreddit video. Today's topic.
If you could say one thing to your mom and dad each before they conceived you, what would it be? Please stop smoking and drinking. You all played it off and wonder why I was born so sick. That's horrible, buddy. Hope you're doing good now. The good thing is they stopped when my younger siblings were born and spoiled them. I just wish I wasn't the collateral they needed to figure out how to parent. For that I am happy my younger siblings can live a life I can't. You are not cut out to be parents. Don't have children. Quote. Reminds me of the movie Parenthood. Keanu Reeves' character has an abusive father. He remarks that you need a license for a car but not to have kids, or something to that effect. That stuck with me. He actually had an abusive father too. Don't. I clicked on this post just to type this. Same. Get ready for the hardest year of your life. He will get meningitis as a baby and almost die. But he will be perfectly fine. Also, you should invest in Microsoft and Apple. Quote. Oh good. Our baby will recover just fine. Doesn't get baby treatment, baby dies. That must mean we shouldn't invest in Apple or Microsoft either. GMEBTC Goog. Dogecoin. Oh no, it's broken, can we put him back? Hey dad. Please don't go fishing on the river in 5 months and 28 days after I'm born. And if you do, please wear a life vest this time. It would be great having you around. Fuck. I'm sorry. Stand on your tippy toes. I'd like to be a little taller, please. Oh. Is that how it works? Time to buy a ladder. Sounds like that could make for some interesting sex. Just get a divorce instead. You are both unhappy. Just focus on the one you already have. Says every younger sibling. Literally. My brother has autism and they knew there was an extremely high chance that I would be born with a hearing disability. Yet they decided to fuck. My daughter is hearing impaired. Had I known, I still would have fucked her mom. In about 7 years I will swear to you that I don't need to pee when we get in a long line for a ride. At Knott's Berry Farm. I will be lying, don't listen to me and forcibly take me to the bathroom. Otherwise, I will piss myself right as we are being let onto the ride and it will be very embarrassing for all of us. Also please feed me more vegetables and water and less junk food and soda. It's really hard to eat healthy when you're raised on junk as a kid. I feel you on that raised on unhealthy food thing. I hate myself and feel like shit when I eat that stuff, but it's so difficult to break that habit. In 4 years a family friend will put a NY Jets onesie on this child and you will deem him a Jets fan. For life. Keep that guy away. Ha ha ha. This is the best one. I'm a Raiders fan. At 33 years of age, I have had lots of the same. Lol. You do know what you're doing, don't you? Remember, you can't change your mind. Don't go around giving 'em ideas now. Hee hee. They don't need my advice. Do not. The audacity of my parents to bring me into a world where I need to go to work 5 days a week. Unbelievable. Life is like soccer. My mom signed me up for it and expects me to do my best and I freaking hate soccer. It's January 2000. I bust in the door of a ratty apartment in NJ with a paper bag full of condoms. My parents pause, mid-coitus on the couch, as I scream, stop! Exclamation mark. Quote. I catch my breath quickly before yelling, she's a fucking alcoholic psycho and you're gonna die in 2007. Don't spend your time legally tied to her. I hand my father the condoms. Pull the paper bag over my mother's face as she spitters in anger. And wink and say, you're welcome, Dad. Before my mom can throw the nearest lamp at me, I vanish. I'll probably still be born. I don't think my dad was the smartest tbh. Impressive, you know exactly when they conceived you. I assume you're born in September then. October. She got pregnant in early February. They were just handsy before that too. I also unfortunately know I only exist because my mom didn't like the feeling of condoms smiling face with tear. I'm not going to be the perfect daughter you expect me to be. I'm sure you are. I'm the best me that I can be. I stopped seeking approval from my mother a long time ago. I'm much happier, woman shrugging. Believe your child when they tell you they are suffering. When they come home crying, comfort them. When they tell you they struggle, believe them and try to find solutions. Don't tell them to just try harder, instead get help for them. You already messed one child up, learn from your mistakes. Phew, I had to glance through this because it's very much what I was gonna write and very emotional. This try harder. I went 35 years of my life with undiagnosed ADHD. I had trouble keeping my attention through a paragraph. I made good enough grades in primary to keep on a good path. But when I struggled, I was yelled at and told to try harder. Like, show me what that looks like day to day and don't just demand different results. I want to succeed. I'm not actively trying to fuck it all up. The past years since my diagnosis have been a renaissance for me. I've been able to study and learn like I never knew was personally possible. Before I honestly thought I was like slow or something. I had to work through this stuff in therapy. This question by Op. It's similar to a strategy I learned to help with people struggling complex post-traumatic stress disorder. While you're relaxed and sort of meditating, you revisit these traumatic moments and you confront those in that moment who hurt you as you are now, as an advocate for the you that couldn't defend themselves. In some of my practice with that, I'm able to talk to and console myself and stand up for myself. I think a few times I've even given myself a hug, to give myself the support I wanted in those moments. The practice was really effective for me. I actually had a very similar experience growing up. I got yelled at for not understanding things and not listening, or got told to try harder. The worst part about it was that people thought that actually worked because my grades all throughout school stayed pretty decent. No one believed me when I told them how much I was struggling with school and everything else. I'm pretty sure the stress and maybe ADHD also did a big part of eliminating what could have existed in my head in terms of memory retention. I had big gaps in my memory in school. In that time I had no clue what was going on whatsoever for years, but because I was still good enough at school, no one understood that. Neither did I. It was extremely isolating not knowing what was wrong with me, especially because I thought I was just doing it for attention or making it up half the time. Only a few years later, when I found some life strategies that actually cleared my head a little and made me able to remember things, that I finally realized there is something wrong with how things had been all my life, and I actually need to find out what's up with me and fix the issues I've been carrying around for ages. I since found out my family has a history of mental health issues, including ADHD, yet no one ever so much as thought of testing me for anything, even when I practically begged him to help me. And that although I have a sibling who went to therapy themselves for issues that all link pretty much to the same diagnosis, I'm now on my way to get an official diagnosis and get my life in order after all this time. Also, I really liked what you said about processing trauma. I did not know that was a strategy for it, so thank you for your helpful input. This should be for every parent. Agreed. But way too many parents glamorize parenthood and can't comprehend that their perfect little child could have issues. Plus, they often don't take their child seriously when they have any kind of complaint, as if a child's needs are ridiculous or make no sense. I hate how people devalue their children and then get confused when the child doesn't tell them anything anymore.